Welcome, lovely people, to your new moon in Capricorn show. That should be a big one. The new moon, for what I know, there is a huge stellium happening into Capricorn, and that one way or another is going to affect us. It cannot be a coincidence, but I am not an astrologer. Probably Pisces Moonbeam is going to write about it. Make sure that you do check out her page. She opened her own page recently, a week ago, I think. Link of it, if you don't know it, you can find on the original Radko Tarot page. But with that said, let's jump into the collective reading of the ingression or the transit. As per usual, you can see the cards on the thumbnail, but I'm going to show them to you right now here that I pre-drew for the new moon in Capricorn. So the first one that we do have as a card for the full moon, which represents the atmosphere, the environment under which those couple of weeks are going to go under. That is going to be the Seven of Cups, followed by the second card here that we do have. This is what will work against us. These are the things which are about to slow us down, if not kind of like ruin the things for us, and that will be the Eight of Pentacles. The third card, which represents the best possible approach moving forward, or what kind of an attitude we should have toward the enterprises, the endeavors, people, etc., etc. That will be the Queen of Wands. Hello, Jackie and Anna. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show, and as well someone that I just, for the life of me, I cannot pronounce your nickname. It's just that's. Yeah. Anyway, Queen of Wands for the attitude. The fourth one, which is my personal favorite into this spread, that is the lesson which we are supposed to learn throughout the cycle, throughout the next couple of weeks. That will be the Six of Cups. And the last one, which is always interpreted in a positive way because it stands for the energies which are to help and support us, we do have the Chariot card. You haven't. I'm just making the collective right now. Hello, Shanna and Laurie as well. Welcome to the stream, lovely people. Right. So, like I said, I will repeat it again for those who missed it. There is a huge stellium happening into Capricorn. I am not an astrologer. Pisces Moonbeam is. I'm sure that she's gonna write something on her page. She opened up a page a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, I don't remember exactly. And if you don't have the link, you can find it at the Radko Tarot original page there. And that happened, it is because she does have different topics than Tarot, and we decided it is best that we kind of like separate, both things for everyone's taste, that is. So back to the cards. First and foremost thing that we do have here, Eight of Pentacles, second position. That pretty much implies that we could forget ourselves into one or another thing, into one or another task, trying to how can I put it into words? Make it better as it possibly can be. That's not even the word. Make it more perfect than it can be, something like this. All right, and instead of moving on to the next thing, which is with a bigger sense of emergency, and not just only that, it's just more profitable at the end of the day, we may find ourselves spending way too much time at one place, trying to perfectionalize, if that's a word, and a task that is as good as it can be at that particular point. So what should be the attitude then to overcome that thing? Well, that is, how can I put it into words? It wouldn't take much of an effort, because throughout the next couple of months, our acute sense for where the rewards are is going to be pretty much on spot, and we just have to follow it. So what we have, it's something like a battle within us, you know, the attitude of perfection against the attitude of rewards, and we have to follow the one which is the attitude of rewards. Another thing it is that when we interact with people throughout the next couple of weeks, for according to those cards, we are going to immediately understand what these people want, or what that person wants, what are their strong points, what are their weak points as well. And if we want to, that is only if we want to, we can take advantage of that and overpower easily, you know, our enemies, competition, or do pleasure to people that we do love. But the biggest topic of the next couple of weeks, opportunities, or those are opportunities which by this point we thought unreachable. It's like we can almost kind of like we can feel them on the tip of our fingers. It's like they're almost there, but we can't quite, you know, reach out for them. Well, now after the next couple of weeks, or throughout this period of time, as the Seven of Cups stands on the prime position here, it seems that now they will become more plausible as we do follow, you know, as we do follow the acute sense of prevailing and of strategies that we can imply moving forward, whether into our career or whether into our business. Take it that way, guys. Your dreams, whether they are fantasies or seeds growing, it's yet remain to be of knowing. So it's very important not to give up on hope, but in the same time, it's very important not to dwell way too much into one particular thing, because otherwise you are going to miss your due. And the energies which are going to support us, it's they kind of like divide into two streams, so to speak, with that chariot being into the last position. And first and foremost, those energies are always going to guide us toward the luck of our hard work. And no matter the tasks in front of us, one way or another, we're always going to be able to kind of like top them off. We are always going to be able to get the upper hand and be on the top of the situation all the time, which, by the way, is going to make us be very, very proud of our performance, whether career-wise or whether relationship-wise, into the next couple of weeks. And the other thing that the chariot pretty much speaks about it's the leap into development, the preparation for a huge leap into development moving forward. So if you are making plans, if you are making some kind of a preparations, rest assured they are to be very, very successful. And lastly, I would say here, what kind of a lesson we need to learn. It's pretty simple. Whenever you are planning to do, or whatever you are doing right now, if it doesn't give you any pleasure, you should stop doing it. And that should be your pretty much the red flag, or your cue when nothing more can be done from, you know, from your undertaking and from what you are doing at this current stage. Jasmine, thank you so much for your $19.99 US. Thank you, Jasmine. At the end of the stream, you're gonna have your personalized reading for the new moon into Capricorn. If you cannot stay up until that point, you can always watch it on a recording and navigate yourself to the end of the stream. Thank you, Jasmine. So that was the collective reading, and now I'm going to move to read for the 12 star signs. Let me just put Jasmine into the list. So I'm going to read for the 12 star signs. I'm going to start from Aries, and I'm going to end up with Pisces. Throughout those readings, there are also going to be 3 readings that are to be a gift for you guys. 3 free readings, you can call it. And to contest for them, all that you gotta do is wait up until I do announce a break. And once I do so, just input a question you want me to read for with my tarot cards. And after 5 minutes, because usually that is the time I'm giving, 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of your questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. And should you wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you will see full list of my services and as well their pricing. Finally, if you do want to support the stream and the channel through super chat, you're gonna have a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed. And should your super chat be $20 or above, the reading is going to be that very same format I just did for the collective, and I'm gonna do for each star sign, but it's going to be a personalized for you specifically. So with that said, let me shuffle and jumping right away to Aries. Aries. There we go. By the way, you can track on which star sign we are by seeing the glyph right there. Right, so for Aries, first card we have, that will be the Four of Wands, followed by the second one, which is the High Priestess. The third card for Aries, that will be the Strength. Moving on next, we do have the Three of Swords. And the final one for Aries, that will be the Nine of Wands. It's a great impulse that you do have on your hand or on your side, Aries. What those cards are talking about for the next couple of weeks, it is that there are to be at least one, all right? It is at least one breakthrough in your developments, whether career-wise or whether relationship-wise. But should it happen about your love life, it will be a very, very passionate drive. So what those cards are talking about is that your environment is going to stir a huge time. When it stirs, the way it stirs, it will feel challenging, it will look challenging in front of you, but you are actually going to face it with a smile, with a grin rather, because the challenge will be something you, at least according to these cards, you rather hope that you do have at your hand, so you can conquer it and you can get the rewards from that challenge. And once you do so, you are going to reach a finalization of important cycles of development. Okay, if you are, for example, if right now you are in a cycle of development being single, how do you think that this cycle is going to finish, right? But that is only if you do take on the challenge and you are not lazy. For the High Priestess into the second position, it gives you a choice there, right? You can pretty much settle for what you already are and what you already have, and if that's your choice, that's great. Just so you know that if you do settle for that, there will be nothing different that it is to happen around you, right? There will be nothing exciting. There will be nothing as an opportunity, for a lack of a better word. Now, striving forward for that breakthrough, it's an enthusiastic endeavor or an enterprise. You will, how can I put it into words? You will have the blessing to consciously adapt the the circumstances according to your liking. So at the end of the day, you do get to dictate, so to speak, the rules moving forward. And this is, by the way, where some of the pressure may fall on top of you. That comes into the lesson here, Three of Swords, because it pretty much speaks because you are gonna have you're gonna have the full say, so to speak. You may kind of start worrying, what if you say wrong, right? What if you judge wrong there? Well, that's if you do have those thoughts, that only speaks about you, that you are a responsible person. But at the end of the day, yeah, you should go forward the best, that's the way that suits you best. And if you are concerned that you are to repeat an old mistake from the past, rest assured you have already learned your lesson. So what I'm gonna say here at the end for you, Aries, is that you are about to jump on the next level, so to speak. That is literally how the Four of Wands stands. Is because you already addressed and undertook everything important from the current level you are in, whether a level in relationship, whether a level in your job and into your career. And the next one is going to be very exciting. It's going to be challenging, but also a very, very rewarding. So that was Aries. Now moving on, next we do have Taurus. Hello, Sam and Ada. Welcome to the stream, guys. First one for Taurus, that will be the Six of Cups. Moving on, next we do have the Four of Pentacles, followed by the Knight of Pentacles. Afterwards, what we have, that will be the Three of Pentacles. And the final one is going to be the Devil. So it's a pretty interesting read. And I don't know how many of you are going to take it, because it will be a bit judgmental. Let me just have a swing here from my coffee cup. A bit judgmental is because Four of Pentacles, which is on the second position, and Six of Cups, which is on the first one, those two cards pretty much are speaking the how do I say it? Well, it's like being overprotective. It's like not letting yourself, you know, have, for example, fun, have, for example, you know, a nice experience that is going on around you. It's kind of like those cards pretty much speaks about a standpoint where a person constantly worry that things can go down south. Well, for what those cards are showing, they do have a news for you. Now that Knight of Pentacles sitting into the third position, it pretty much speaks that you did your plan as best you could. You did your pattern, not just only plan, but it is also a pattern as best you could, and you are about to follow it as best you could as well, which pretty much is going to lead you to results. Not just only that, but for what it seems, there is a line there which will show support, not just only show support, but also is going to give you support through the developments you do have. And as I said at the collective reading, guys, if what you are striving to do doesn't give you pleasure, well, maybe it's best to leave it for another day. And that is in a full strength with you, Taurus, by the look of those cards. For as the energies which are supporting you moving forward here, as we do have the Devil card at the end of the reading, pretty much speaks that whatever yearnings you do have, they are about to happen. And if you do yearn constantly for a negative things, like you do have in mind negative things like this thing could fall apart, that thing could fall apart, well, it's a yearning and your yearning is about to happen. So that's why you gotta focus more upon projects which you can feel creative, which you can feel you know, happy in them, all right, or relationships or interactions and so on and so forth. And believe it or not, those which are around you, people which are around you, like I said, are going to support you a big time. I know that you, Taurus, you do like, well, not that much, but yet you do like a bit of abundance, for lack of a better word. And those cards, however, are calling you to have a simple life for the next couple of weeks. I don't know what the purpose is going to be, but you having a simple life is going to benefit you greatest, right? Like instead of buying, you know, very, I don't know, expensive trinkets and so on and so forth, just go for what can like satisfy you and can fulfill your day-to-day routine, rather than go for an over expenditure. But yet, you know, the holidays are approaching, so everybody is going to go for over expenditure. Chandra, thank you so much for your 19.99 US dollars. Thank you, Chandra. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading for the new moon in Capricorn. So if you can't stay up until that point, you can always watch it on a recording. All right, moving next, that will be Gemini. Oh, and for Taurus, if you have the ability to do so, spending time among nature is going to help you recuperate big time as well. I just slept my mind, and that's why I instead do the reading. Gemini, the star card, first one, followed by the Lovers. Moving on next, that will be the Four of Cups. Afterwards, that will be the Seven of Swords. And the final one, we do have the Fool. So Gemini, all right, this is how it stands. For what those cards are showing is that you have already set a motion, and you can't pull back from that motion. It's literally having the Lovers into the second position of this spread speaks that you don't have a choice at all, right? It's the only path is forward or upwards, depending on are you at the rock bottom or are you going for advance. But definitely it's not downwards. That is because we do have the star card. So star card into the first position, it shows that for as much as you have problems, they are about to end, okay? and pretty much the star marks the end of an era of difficulties, concerns, even turmoil, if you will. But in order to take advantage of this so-called new beginning, because it's a new beginning, it's more like a refreshment than a new beginning, but nonetheless it's a new beginning. However, in order to take advantage of it, okay, you will also need to make an effort to get outside of your zone of comfort. Let me tell you what I mean. You are looking for love, for example, right? And you're hoping to find an unfolding love. Well, what does it mean then to step outside of your zone of comfort? Well, it means that you should start trying to talk with people that you haven't talked up until this point. I mean, characters, right? Like, if up until this point you are talking only with characters that, you know, are into heavy metal music, well, why don't you try, you know, some kind of a different social circles as well? This is what it means stepping outside of your comfort zone, or more like this new beginning resides outside of the frame of your civilization, so to speak. I don't know how to exactly put it. Let me give you another example with myself. I'm not Gemini, but I know myself very well. And let's say that this is about me being more active, all right? I need to become more active, and I hate traveling. Well, then those cards would speak that if I do try to travel, getting outside of my zone of comfort, it's gonna be a new beginning for me. That is just an example. So try approach that you haven't tried up until this point. For the energies which are to support you here with the Fool card, it literally speaks that, guys, whatever, for as long as it is spontaneous and has no premeditated or surreptitious intentions, it's gonna work out, right? It's doomed to work out. And why that's necessary, you may ask. So you can do something for yourself this time around. That is the lesson that you are to learn here, right? At the end of the day, if you don't do anything about yourself, no one else is going to. Jen, thank you so much for your $5 support. Thank you, Jen. So what good news for you this week? All right, at the end of the stream, we're gonna check that one out. If you can't stay up until this point, Jen, you will find your reading on a recording. The stream is going to be on a recording. Yeah, Anna, it's a great thing here. It's just you gotta try something. Look, Four of Cups. It's as boredom as far as you look outside of your current options available, and then it becomes an opportunity. That is the Four of Cups. So you gotta look outside of your current options available in order to fully capitalize on the growth of the star. All right, next one, Cancer. First one for Cancer, that will be Justice, followed by the Nine of Cups. Moving on next, that will be the Emperor. The fourth card for you, Cancer, it's going to be the Page of Swords. And the final one, we do have the Five of Cups. So it's a pretty short one for you, and for what these cards are showing is that there are aspects which you are avoiding. It's just you don't want to handle them in any way. Probably because they suck, probably because you don't want to do them simply, you know. It's just you would hate doing them. Well, I gotta break it to you guys, you're gonna have to in the next couple of weeks. For example, you don't want to talk with your boss for one or another reason. Oh, he's about to corner you, all right? He's about to make it clear that either you talk with them now or you're never gonna talk with them, or you're never gonna see him again. So it's a couple of weeks where you are to dive into the responsibilities you have, which you are to hope not to be made to dive into. I don't know how to explain it in another way, but on the plus side, as we do have that 5 of Cups into the last position of the spread, pretty much speaks that things are not going to be as nearly as bad as you are anticipating them to be. In fact, you may find some joy as well, believe it or not, into doing one of those chores, one or multiple of those chores. I should not say responsibility. It's more like it looks more like a chores, but yet they do carry on certain sense of emergency. Another thing it is that, for example, you may hope that your ex is gonna call you, but it's going to become pretty clear that if you do want to keep up with your ex, you will have to be the one that needs to call. It's something you would hate doing, but if you do want certain results, that is what you got to do. And yeah. But on the plus side, throughout the next couple of weeks, you're going to have that astute discernment to differentiate the right from the wrong. And that will be how can I put it into words? That is going to tip the scale into one or another side, making you not lose your self-respect of doing things that you would rather not do, or say things that you would rather not say, or approve things that you would rather not approve. So what should be your attitude? Well, think of it like this. There are certain enterprises or activities which are going to make you look reliable and strong. You may not like what those activities are, but you need to present yourself strong and reliable, and so do them. And basically, you need to follow up everything with a particular pattern of structure in a way so you can face the ups and downs of day-to-day routine with pretty much with bear, but don't forget as well to spare some time for yourself also. So it will be a bit of a, I don't even know how to say it. For Cancer, is going to be a bit of a it's not even tense, it's more like a bit of an unpleasant experience throughout the next couple of weeks. But at the end of the day, you are going to find a lot of your chores being pretty much fulfilled, and that you do not have to think about them further down the road into the future, meaning that you're not going to face any unexpected difficulties down the road. And one another thing here for you, Cancer, avoid arguments, guys. Avoid fights with people, because it seems that throughout the next couple of weeks, neither they will be able to convince you in what they are trying to say and what they are conveying, neither you will be able to convince them into into your righteousness. And as well, if you are to receive help, if someone offers you help, take it. By the way, you are to be quite stunned, because this is going to be the last place you are to expect help to come from. It could be, yeah, Anna, I don't know. You have time off, Painter, that's true. But when the chores start swirling you around, I mean, if you are fulfilling your chores with a grin, then I guess, you know, you are shielded from it. But some people don't like chores. Like I said, there are to be those chores that you would hope not to attend to. And I said a little unpleasant, not entirely unpleasant as well. All right, that was for Cancer, and now the first free reading. Some one of you guys can claim it if you want to. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. In order to claim it, just input a question into the comments down below, and after those 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of these questions, or one of your questions, and we'll perform a professional reading on it. You are, eh? Okay. Thank you so much, Anna, for your 20 US dollars super chat support. Thank you. You're gonna have your reading at the end of the stream as well. Personalized reading for the new moon in Capricorn. Yeah, it could happen in many different ways. At the end of all this, what is this, Sam? I don't understand the question. How you are to get a broken heart of yourself? Hey, Sherry, welcome to the stream. Will you get a job soon? All right. What happened to your last one? How is the weather? I think it's raining outside. It's pretty freaky. I mean, it's almost Christmas, and outside yesterday was about 15 degrees Celsius, which is uh, 62, I believe, 62 or 64 Fahrenheit. That's crazy. Alright, so will I get a job soon? Sherry asks. Sherry, let's check on the job situation. Yeah, it is. Minus 30 Celsius, where are you? Oh my god. Minus 30 Celsius, that is like... Are you in Alaska? Or Siberia? Alberta, Canada. Yeah, in Canada gets pretty extreme. I remember a few winters ago, a couple of winters ago, I think, on the two guys, they were shooting on a Niagara Falls, and one of them it is just kind of like spread a t-shirt just like that in the air, and that t-shirt pretty much froze in about a couple of minutes. It was pretty much crazy. All right, Sherry. The time frame is by the end of April next year, which pretty much makes me think that it has something to do with your semesters or something like this, because those are the cards for you. All right, this is what we do have here. We do have the Chariot with the King of Cups, with the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. And basically what they say it is, it's not like you can't find a job. Hey Melda, welcome to the stream. So it's not like you can't find a job. You can, but it's just the job. All right, so the job that will suit you will require certain completions. All right, so that's why I think that it has something to do with your semester, or with your qualification, that you need to complete certain level of it before, or the whole thing, that is, before you actually can get a job. But once you do make those completions, you will have no problem finding a job. So after end of April next year, you will have no problem starting and finding a job for yourself. Up until that point, you can, but it's going to be meh of a job. You hate snow? I like snow. You're welcome, Sherry. I like snow. I hate rain. For a couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna do Leo, Virgo, Libra, and after that Scorpio, and then another free reading is gonna take place. So you still can have a chance to have your free reading with me. Other than that, if you do decide to support the stream and the channel through super chats, you're gonna have a reading at the end of it. That's guaranteed. And should your super chat be $20 or above, the reading is going to be that very same format I was doing and I am to do for the star signs, but personalized for you. Well, that's true. Well, here in Bulgaria, 20 years ago, the winters were pretty savage. All right, you have a meter or a meter and a half snow. Now it barely falls. I mean, the snow barely falls. It falls for about few days and then it just melts away. So it's. And by the way, Amelia, there are chemicals which can dissolve snow. I mean, salt is gonna do a good job as well. I mean, just suffuse your driveway with salt, and the snow should melt away. Snow, I mean, salt melts snow. Mattia, thank you so much for your 1999 US dollars support. Thank you, Mattia. I make sure that, or rather, like, you're gonna have your reading at the end of the stream if you want, so you can stick around up until that point. If not, you can always watch it later on a recording. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're gonna like it here, I reckon. All right, next one, that will be Leo. All right, first one for Leo, Two of Pentacles. Moving on, next we do have the King of Swords, followed by the King of Cups. The fourth one, that will be the Emperor. And the final one for Leo, that will be the Ten of Swords. Ooh, if that's not intense. Well, throughout the next couple of weeks, Leo, there will be a sudden need, plans to be changed, to be adapted. Basically, along the way, next couple of weeks, you are gonna grow to see that just your strategy isn't working. All right, whether the strategy, the business strategy you do have, or the relationship strategy you do have, it's just it isn't working. And there will be a need that strategy to be changed. Now, the window for that is going to be pretty wide for you, although once you do start making those changes, there will be no going back from it as well. So you make sure that you do make them as painless as possible for yourself, that is. And your cue pretty much is going to be a proposition. Someone is going to address you with an offer or a proposal or a helping hand, either of those things, okay? And you totally don't have a need. You are not gonna have a need to deny neither of them. I mean, you gotta make a pretty good job in order to make an excuse for yourself not to take one or the other. And pretty much what you need to learn here into the next couple of weeks is that how can I even describe it? There is no shame into admitting that there is a better way. Okay, but instead of how can I put it into words, instead of kind of like going stubbornly forward just to prove yourself that you know, you can stick to your word, not to your word but to yourself, that is. Instead, you should show yourself reliable to others, okay, and pretty much try to salvage the situation, because, or mend the situation, because pretty much that is very much possible. So long story short, Leo, or Leo, within the next couple of weeks, you are to see a lot of your concepts, a lot of your plans, a lot of your strategies being outdated, and they desperately need to be replaced. Do it without hesitation. That is what those cards are showing. All right, moving on. Virgo. Six of Pentacles for Virgo, first one. Followed by the Emperor, second. Third card for Virgo, that will be the Page of Cups. Moving on, next we have the King of Pentacles. And the final card for Virgo, that will be the Seven of Cups. It's a pretty strong period, at least according to these cards for Virgo. It is because it seems that they are approaching the natural transition in their life. For example, they are approaching, you Virgo are approaching the natural transition in your relationship, where from a dating stage you just transition into moving in together, or probably a proposal for engagement, and so on and so forth. For what those cards are showing is that there is a change which is looming on the horizon, a change that is going to pretty much excel you, right? It's going to put you into a better position, a position, by the way, which you are going to freaking love it. And you totally don't have to do anything about it. I mean, you pretty much set yourself up for it. Although, as the Emperor falls into the second position, some of you guys, for a reason that you so much want that thing to happen, you still may try to kind of like influence the situation. And it's not like this is going to ruin anything for you. It is just going to make the experience more stagnant than it needs to be. So best thing that I can advise you here, and what those cards are advising you, by the way, is just, you know, have a faith in your previous efforts that you have, that you incorporated, that you exerted toward your aims and toward your goals, because they are about to give fruits in the next couple of weeks. Now, the lesson that you need to learn from those from that period of time is that nothing happens random, but it happens for a reason, and for you it only happens when a pattern is fulfilled. Okay, and you are about to fulfill the pattern you set yourself for, and it will be flawlessly executed for what those cards are showing. And finally, also, that is a bit more specific though, is that if you are planning certain investments for what those cards are showing, you are going to make those investments in such a way that they will have return, all right, even with interest at the end of the day. Right, next one, that will be Libra. First one for Libra, Ten of Pentacles. Moving on, next we do have a Two of Swords. Followed up for Libra, that will be the Eight of Cups. Afterwards, Page of Cups. And the final one for Libra, that will be the High Priestess. Okay, so these cards. Give me a second. For one thing, according to these cards, your loitering around should stop. All right, I mean right now, or at least up until the new moon in Capricorn starts, which, if I am not mistaken, it's the 23rd, I'm not mistaken, 23rd of December, 5:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, a second. Yeah, right. Your loitering should stop. And what do I mean under loitering? It's like standing still, hoping that something is about to give you a hint what direction to go or what choice to make. Now that ain't happening for what those cards are showing. Instead, the direction had been already chosen for you one way or another. And although at the start you may not like what direction had been chosen to you, whether in your job or whether for your love life, that is, later down the road, that direction will show its true potential, and then you are going to see what kind of perspective that is, and you're going to freaking like the perspective that the direction has to show. One thing, by the way, it's very possible within the next couple of weeks to kind of like reconcile with a person from your past, whether as a friendship or whether as a relationship, for what those cards are showing. And as far as the energies which are supporting you goes, Libra, for the next couple of weeks, it seems that whatever you establish is going to be for a very, very long term. So if you do establish a business or a job or a project, you know, or a relationship within the next couple of weeks, or why not all those things, right, they all are going to be for a long term, for a long way, at least 1 year in the future. Thank you, Sam, for your 54 Australian dollars. Thank you, Sam. At the end of the stream, I'm gonna try to answer to the best I can to your inquiry. Let me set you into the list. Right, and we are approaching Scorpio now. First one for Scorpio, 7 of Cups, followed by the Magician. Moving on, next we do have the Page of Cups. Afterwards, that will be the 5 of Swords. And the final one for Scorpio, that will be the Page of Swords. Well, it's kind of like a slap through the face with these cards. Uh, just now they are showing for Scorpio that Scorpio is not nearly ready to chase their hopes and dreams for what those cards are showing. It's just, you know, no, every single one of us guys have a plan for the future, and it seems that we are more or less gullible about that plan. It will take much more efforts, preparation, even planning, if you will, in order that plan to take place or to be executed. Now the good news, it's possible. The bad news, we are not as far as we think we are. Enthralling, or getting the attention of that individual, or being qualified for that job, or starting kind of like a business, whatever the case, whatever we are after, all right. And what we need to learn here is to kind of like hold down our horses a little bit with that Five of Swords being into the fourth position. That is, this card shows that we are a bit beyond, or rather like we're trying to bite more than we can chew. And it will be a sobering experience moving forward. A disappointment that is to take place if we do not kind of like diminish a little bit the bar of our expectations in regards to what kind of a target we do have at that particular point. So what should be the attitude for the next couple of weeks? Crucial reassessment of our positions, our approach, our attitude, and in generally our outlook for the future, because it seems that for what those cards are showing, we are out of touch with what is going on around us. I hate to say it for myself, but it seems that that is the way. I gotta put a a solid thought into what those cards are referring. At least for me, for I'm Scorpio. For you, probably it's going to be something different, but those cards are saying that we are definitely not as far as we think we are in regards to the future targets we do have and the future enterprises. We definitely have a lot to catch up with, and that we are standing on the second, if not the third gear of all that. Sherry, thank you so much for your $20 support. Thank you, Sherry. Make sure that you stay by the end so you can have your personalized reading for the new moon into Capricorn. Thank you, Sherry. Right, now one of you can have a free reading with me, and to claim it, just input a question into the comments down below. I will give you 5 minutes, and after that, I'm just gonna pick one of your questions and perform a professional reading on it. Right. Will things get better between me and my son? Michelle asks. Let's check it out. Those are cards. I don't know what they refer to, but it says only when all the debt is cleared. That may not be a monetary debt, all right? It could be that, for example, he may think that you did him wrong in a certain way and that needs to be compensated for. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. It all that matters it is what he thinks or what you think, okay? And that is the only way how it's gonna take place currently in the current situation. If you know, no attempts that debt to be cleared, there is no potential things to get better in between you and him on its own accord. That is the answer here. Maybe he thinks, for example, that you owe him money. Maybe he thinks that you owe him respect. Maybe he thinks that you owe him apology. And whatever he thinks, if it doesn't happen, no, they're not getting better. And vice versa as well. That concludes the second reading. The second free reading, guys. There will be one more at the end, which is after Pisces. But should you decide to support the stream and the channel through Super Chat, you're going to have your own at the end. That's pretty much guaranteed. And if your Super Chat is $20 or above, the reading is going to be that very same format I just did for the star signs. 5 cards spread, personalized for you, that is. All right, couple of minutes, and I'm going to move forward for the last 4 star signs, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and after that Pisces. Whatever the case, but there, it's just if you are hoping that the whole situation is gonna wash away, you know, with time, it's not happening. You're welcome. All right, next one, that will be Sagittarius. The Wheel of Fortune is the first one, followed by the Emperor. Moving on next, we do have for you guys Seven of Swords. Afterwards, that is going to be the Eight of Swords. And the final one, that will be the Seven of Pentacles. So a great opportunity is about to befall on you, right? And there will be a couple of aspects out there. The first aspect is that it will feel selfish. It's like it's a great opportunity, but it's a selfish one. That's one thing that you need to overcome, right? It's very important that you think for yourself next couple of weeks. And the second thing is that the second aspect is that either it will feel that you are unprepared for it. It's like, you know, it's a great opportunity, but should have happened later on, because right now, you know, you may feel uncertain, will you be able to get on with it or not? Or the other version is that it will feel that it is a bit unacceptable, so to speak, involving, you know, aspects that are a bit unacceptable for you. And should that be the case, by the way, this acceptance, it's self-imposed limitation that needs to be pretty much annihilated from your behalf. And that is the lesson that you need to learn, by the way, Sagittarius, that oh, I know it's good, but you know, you are stopping yourself with some biased opinions. And also, how can I put it into words, a biased thresholds that you have bestowed upon yourself, which needs to be pretty much removed. How this is about to happen? Well, once again, you think first and foremost for yourself. Most likely this opportunity will involve some kind of to a certain extent severance. It pretty much is gonna make you stop participating into a certain enterprise that involves other people, and will direct your resources into investing into your own enterprise. And this is why it's gonna feel selfish from you and also from the others, and that is why it's very important to overcome that feeling. For at the end of the day, if you don't do anything for yourself, no one else is going to, I guarantee you that. And this breakthrough or this opportunity is gonna take place through a very sudden and how can I put it into words, a random events, right? Either into your career in business or either into your love life and relationship. Either way, you can expect a lot of dynamic, a lot of movement, and a lot of exciting moments as well within the next couple of weeks. Hello, Tammy. Welcome to the stream. All right, that was Sagittarius. Next one, that will be Capricorn. First one for Capricorn, the Knight of Wands, followed by the Knight of Swords. Afterwards, we do have the Four of Cups. Furthermore, that will be Temperance. And the final card for you, Capricorn, that will be the Three of Wands. All right, so it's a transit where the universe or fate or God, whatever you believe in, is gonna send you challenges, all right? And those challenges by all means are not going to be difficulties, all right? These are challenges one can conquer and add on thy on thy list of success. And I know, Capricorn, that that is very important for you to be successful, right? Doesn't matter how much successful. All that matters is to be successful, and you definitely can be in the next couple of weeks. In fact, you can be hugely successful for as long as you are not overthinking stuff around, right? And that is very profoundly displayed here by the Knight of Swords being into the second position. Not just only overthinking stuff around, but as well trying to align your logic with your emotions, okay? Because there will be a disalignment with that within the real world. What I mean is that there are going to be situations where what you want to do is not going to be exactly the best thing you can do, and vice versa as well. So you will need to differentiate. Long story short, guys, the best way things can work out may not be the way you want them to work out, but nonetheless, you can make them work out, if that makes sense. So next couple of weeks, it will be very important that you are active, you are initiative, you are enterprising, right? Or enterprising, and constantly exploring your options available, because there are going to be many options available in front of you, and from all of them you can find the one that it is, how can I put it into words, the correct approach moving forward. Neither is going to be something you despise, neither is going to be something, you know, that, how can I put it into words, fully aligned with your criterias, but nonetheless is going to be kind of like the middle, the golden middle, so to speak, that is going to lead you to the destination you seek, whether into your love life or whether into your career. One guidance from the cards that we do have, it is that when you wake up at the 23rd, you should wake up with the attitude, I need to accomplish more, I want to accomplish more in either of those fields or in all of the fields of your life. Should you have that attitude, then you are going to start piling up success after success after success. Right, that was Capricorn. Next one, we do have Aquarius. All right, Justice, it is the first card, followed by the Three of Swords. Moving on next, that is going to be the Six of Wands, followed by the Devil. And the last one we do have, that is going to be the Hangman. All right, so first things first, when the time is due for us Aquarius next couple of weeks, the recognition and the rewards from our not endeavors but efforts are gonna come to us, and those rewards and recognition will be exactly as big as we worked for it. So literally we are to be served exactly what we deserve within the next couple of weeks, whether be that thing be bitter or whether that thing be sweet. But on the plus side here, or rather like on the more plus side here, next couple of weeks we're gonna show up in an exceptional time management skills, and as well, how can I put it into words, managing responsibilities, you know, managing chores as well, if you will. And therefore, if right now, you know, our environment, it's a bit chaotic and we are a bit overwhelmed with everything that is going on around us, we will be able to set everything in order within the next couple of weeks. One negative point though, it is that there will be some kind of an information, actually is going to be a truth that comes our way, which is going to be real. I mean, it will be the truth, and in some extreme cases is going to devastate us one or another way. And that was something that was going on for far too long. It is just we didn't knew it one way or another, right? When that thing happens, it will be very important that we just live through it rather than dwell into it. Okay, don't try to ignore it. Don't try to convince yourself that it is not true. Just drink through it, sleep through it, play through it, you know, joy through it, whatever it is your thing. It is just go through it so you can heal, learn your lesson, and move forward with your life. I should do that whenever that thing comes my way, because I am Aquarius rising here. But what we are to learn into the next couple of weeks is that all that matters at the end, it's, you know, where our need lies. You know, what do we need? Okay, what do you need? Ask yourself. And whatever you need, next couple of weeks we are to see that can be accomplished. So it's very important to examine where our need and our desires, even that, is kind of like directing us toward. And simply start moving into that direction, because it is where, you know, the real rewards and recognition is going to come around. All right, and finally we do have Pisces. First one for Pisces, Eight of Pentacles, followed by the Star card. Moving on next, that will be Knight of Cups. Afterwards is the Five of Pentacles. And the last one, that will be the King of Wands. So it's pretty simple here. The best thing I can describe next couple of weeks, it's kind of like the final adjustments, so to speak. That is like attending to the finest details of your enterprise and your endeavor, because that's the best you can do, or rather, like, it is the most, not the best, but the most you can do for the next couple of weeks, for a couple of reasons. Now, one of the reasons, it is that it does depend on something or someone else who haven't done their job, right? And you just cannot do the job for them. So the best you can do, it's how can I put it into words? Bring more finesse to your part of the deal, to your part of the enterprise, to your part of the endeavor. And the other way why that could be the case as well, it is that some kind of a, not some kind, it's kind of different circumstances need to happen, and you just have to wait for those different circumstances to take place in the future so you can advance further than that. So it's kind of like more like adjusting rather than advancing with your enterprise within the next couple of weeks, which is not a bad thing by all means. All right, because what this is going to allow you to do is to make what you want to make the way you want to make it. All right, the aspects the consequences, the circumstances, you get to shape them of your liking. You get to shape them the way it will please you at the end of the day. When you look at it, you are to see something you would really like, you would really love. In fact, it is something you wanted to happen that way. And this is gonna bolster and fuel your ambition. And once that happens, you pretty much seal the deal on the enterprise. Okay. One specific case for those of you Pisces who are single, right? It will be very important within the next couple of weeks, I'm sorry, to start showing yourself up, right? Showing yourself up in front of the world. Now, it's unlikely that you are gonna find someone big, right? In a sense of like someone who you will madly fall in love with, but it is like kind of like testing the waters, kind of like testing the soil to see what it is good for you to do going forward dating and what you should avoid one way or another. Is like adapting yourself to the new lifestyle into start dating people. And that is gonna help you a big time in the future. So that was for Pisces, and now the last free reading is gonna take place. Should any of you wants to claim it, you get to ask a question into the comments down below. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to do so, and after that, should there be any questions, I'm gonna pick one and perform a professional reading on it. Should anyone decides to support the stream and the channel through super chat, you guys are gonna have a reading at the end, that's guaranteed. Which end it's nigh, and if your super chat is $20 or above, the reading is going to be that very same format I did for the star signs, but personalized for you. Three minutes, guys, to input a question if you do want me to read for it with tarot. Can't think of a good question. Well, then, if you don't have any problems, Tommy, just it's better not to ask a question. 1 minute. Take care, Melda. Right, so you're gonna be traveling, Tammy. Let's check on if you're gonna get back safely or not. Or you're gonna have predicaments through your travel. According to these cards, Tammy, which are like that, not just only you're going to have no problems with the travel according to them, but also you're gonna have a really good time wherever you're going. Yeah, it's the very least, you know, the atmosphere in the environment is gonna predispose you to unload emotionally, so to speak. Why do not reply you? Oh, because the free reading is for only one question and I already picked mine. Your question involves choice making and I cannot make choice for anyone. Because for what I understand, even the question is not clear, but for what I understand, you're married with someone who doesn't keep a contact with you or something like that. And in order for him to restore a contact, he needs to decide that. I cannot make that choice for him. Nothing is written in the stones. What I could have told you, it's how likely that is, but I do think that someone traveling safely, it's kind of like more it has more emergency to it. Well, it's yeah, I mean, you will be able to unload emotionally with that rock concert. Right, so super chat now. Jen and Sam are gonna be first, followed by Jasmine, Chandra, Anna, Mattia, and Sherry. If I have missed someone, please let me know. Let me shuffle. And what good news? So it's a good news, right? So that's what you're asking. What good news for me this week is Jen? Well, couple of them actually. The card is the Emperor, okay? And with this card, first, Jen, anything that's it is to be bestowed on you for the next week, you are to. Oh, Karen, thank you so much for the $3 for me. I guess I'm gonna peek with the Lenormand what awaits me. But back to Jen, right? So whatever is thrown your way, because there are gonna be things which are to be stuffed around, okay? You will manage it flawlessly, especially if it concerns your work. and your business, final weeks, final days, so on and so forth. It's going to be, you will be able to handle it flawlessly. But the other thing as a good news, Jen, is that you're also going to find some time for yourself to do whatever pleases you. So long story short, not just only you will set yourself up in such a way that you are to face the ups and downs of the week with a lot of bear flawlessly, so to speak, but also you get to enjoy some free time by yourself. Some outcome of a reciprocation with the one I love. I cannot say for the ultimate outcome, but for what the cards are showing is that you both are going to start liking each other for who you are. So basically, Sam, if there is a thing that annoys that person in you, all right, they are gonna get over it, and vice versa as well. But the ultimate outcome I cannot tell you, because that's not how tarot works, like I told you, or like I told Amanda here. It is that I cannot make choices for anyone, and in order for you to get it to be together and to continue being together, that needs to be your choice and his choice as well, or her choice. And I cannot make choices, but you're definitely going to talk, all right? Have a can I put it into words, a verbal connection, and through that verbal connection you will see that you are compatible. So my turn. Oops. Karen, pray for something good for me. I definitely need it. Okay, I definitely need it. Whew. I literally don't know what that means. Those are the cards for me. And basically some kind of support is going to end. Actually a support that was supposed to come and it's not gonna come. So it's not something that I have. The only thing that I that kind of like crosses my mind about that, it is that, you know, within my family, a family member owes me money, and maybe they will delay or not give me back my money, but that doesn't concern me much, because, you know, when I give money away, it is pretty much I scratch them off, and I don't count on being, I don't know. But it's literally that what it means. It is that a support was kind of like a comfort that was supposed, or someone to contribute to my comfort was supposed to contribute to my comfort, will decide not to do so. I don't know. So yeah, that's my shit. For Pisces Moonbeam, a question, I reckon it is the same. Not exactly the same, but close. All right. So in the line of your question, there will be bigger bondage. There will be bigger bondage. In the line of your question, Pisces movie. Remember what I am saying about the sun and the moon in the other deck in the tarot and the bridge in between them? Well, make what you will from it. For Karen, we have the Hermit for you, Karen. So the Hermit is related to an important aspect in thy life. It's like, you know, and that is for the next couple of weeks, where throughout those weeks, you are to focus on a substantial, essential, and important aspect in your life, which will be a long-term endeavor, for a lack of a better word, but it does not relate to anything emotional or passionate. It relates more toward a wisdom and intelligence, right? So the very least, you are going to undertake a very wise and intelligent direction, or rather, like, you are going to set your life in a wise and intelligent direction moving forward. I know that you are recovering, right? It could be related to your recovery, or it could be related to something else. But Hermit, it is when you do find a light that shines for you out there into the darkness, and if you are feeling that you are in a dark tunnel, well, you are about to see the light at the end of it throughout the next couple of weeks. Right, so next, Jasmine. Well, I don't know if this is in any way, but the Hermit, it is what is what is accustomed to it. It is that, you know, there aren't many people to applaud you for it, and in fact, the direction that you're going to start walking, there are going to be very few to support you through it. And that is how you know that it is the right direction, because it's not going to be about the ideas of the world or the others. It's going to be about your ideas. You're welcome, Karen. All right, Jasmine, do you have an offer about something? I need to know that, so I know how to interpret those cards. Do you have an offer? Or that you are expecting such? I'm gonna wait for about a minute for you to answer if you are around. You can't think of, all right, so you don't have an offer. I asked you because we do have that King of Cups into the 4th position. So those are your cards, Jasmine. We do have the Emperor first, followed by the 3 of Swords second. Moving on next, that will be the Page of Pentacles third. Afterwards, that will be the King of Cups fourth. And the final one for you, Jasmine, that will be the Hangman. So next couple of weeks, you may find yourself a bit prone to panic about one or another thing. It is because it will feel that the whole situation, or the situations plural around you, are You're welcome, Sam. You're welcome. So you will feel the situations are a bit tenser than they should be, and that a lot is in stake there. We can see that with the Page of Pentacles into the third position. Page of Pentacles into the third position pretty much speaks for the enormous value that you do see in one situation or another. And the Three of Swords into the second position, that is the negative outlook, in a sense of, well, if I fail, what's gonna happen? So it's kind of like thinking more negatively than you should positively. But with the Emperor being into the first position for you, Jasmine, you shouldn't have any problems whatsoever to manage anything, even if some crises are to ensue into the next couple of weeks. Now, I asked you, do you have an offer? Because that would have been your lesson. And as you don't have an offer that you do expect or that it is directed to you, then the lesson, it's all about addressing stuff professionally. It doesn't matter if they are about your business or about your love life. For example, in love life, addressing things professionally means that you should not parade with your emotions, but show them only to the people that those emotions are addressed to. You love someone, that person is the only one who needs to know that. Nobody else needs to know that. You hate someone, same thing. You gotta be very, very private about your emotions, as you gotta be rather private with your business and work stuff. But what will be the best for your next couple of weeks, Jasmine? It is that how can I put it into words? Events simply are gonna happen when they are supposed to happen. So nothing is gonna be out of place, out of order, and feel more of a plight than a how can I put it into words, than an advantage. And because of it, you are gonna start seeing that certain concerns, predicaments, and as well problems are gonna start resolving themselves on their own accord for you. All right, so that was your reading, Jasmine. Just, you know, whenever you see a tense situation, calm down. All right, don't panic, don't freak out, and definitely do not address it emotionally. That will be the worst you can do. Just take your time, think about it, how you can manage it, and you will see that it's a pretty easy thing, right? And you will see that it is something you can do with one hand tied behind your back and a blindfold on your eyes. All right, Chandra, you're next. Mm. Mm. All right. These cards for you, Chandra. Eight of Wands, first one, followed by the Nine of Swords, second. Moving on, next we do have the Ten of Pentacles, third, followed by the Devil, and that is something marvelous that we do have here. Eight of Wands first, the Devil fourth. That pretty much extinguish any risk next couple of weeks. It makes it irrelevant. Okay. And the final one, furthermore, Queen of Swords. Basically, Queen of Swords, the fifth card, pretty much points that no matter what, right, no matter what, whatever you set a target for next couple of weeks, you will be able to push it through, all right, no matter what. Well, you will have to burn few things, burn few people, for example, or kind of like, how can I put it into words? Make some questionable moves, but do you want to accomplish it? You can accomplish it, no questions asked. And that Nine of Swords, though, is going to put that mindful thoughts about the consequences that your actions could actually ensue, not for you but for the people around you, not for your business but for the businesses of other people. And also, I don't know if you are in a relationship or not. I know that you do have your own business, and that card is too weak to address a business. It could address, for example, a relationship with one of your clients, right? Or if you are in a relationship, intimate relationship, the card either way speaks that you may find yourself being afraid of losing your partner, business partner, for example, losing a client, or losing your spouse. But again, that is only in your mind, okay? It's highly unlikely that is going to happen. That is just a fear that you need to stand against and pretty much overcome. As we are in the relationships, into the relationship topic, your physique is gonna catch eyes, right? It's simply as that next couple of weeks. So if you do want to start dating, it's a fantastic time for you to go forward with, not just only because that Queen of Swords at the end, but also Eight of Wands, the Devil, fourth position, that these two cards speaks that you are to attract type of individuals that you do want, right? That you have ever wanted to attract one way or the other. But other than that, the advice from those cards, Chandra, to you is surround yourself with comfort, all right? Do things the way you see comfortable and the way you see fit, rather than following someone else's criteria, if that is, because that will be the reason why you are to be afraid. You know, for example, your client demands a certain performance, but you see that that's not something you would like to do. It doesn't make you comfortable, so you have a choice: do things comfortable or oblige to the client. And doing things comfortably, you may think that is going to, you know, make the client go away, which is highly unlikely, because the results are going to be far better from what had been expected. Like I said, you simply will be able to push things through no matter what. And that is your reading. It's a great finisher for you for the end of the year. It could relate as well to friends, you know, being afraid that you are to lose a friend. But whatever you are afraid of losing, that is why you gotta challenge it, right? You gotta contest it in one way or another, just to see that it's not going away that easily. All right, next one we do have Anna. You're welcome, Chandra. All right, Anna, those are your cards. And we are still in the topic, right? Still in the topic. We do have the High Priestess, first one, followed by the Page of Pentacles, second. Moving on next, that will be the Four of Pentacles. I believe this is very close to what we had the last reading for you. Knights of Pentacles, fourth, I'm sorry. And the last one for you, Anna, that will be the Four of Wands. It's simply, this reading screams that, you know, can I put it into words? It's not even being idle, right? It's not even being idle. It's more of just, you know, I don't know how to explain it, Anna. It's like, all right, I would try to say it that way. Should an opportunity present itself to you, it's okay taking it. You making opportunities for yourself, according to these cards, that's a not good thing. Because that way, for what it seems, you are to jeopardize the certainty of your future, the security of your future, one way or another. because the lesson that you need to learn here is how to take things slowly, right? How to take things one step at a time, one thing at a time, right? And right now, in the next couple of weeks, it's more about you consolidating. It's more about you establishing what you are already having around you, like securing it, rather than creating more and more enterprises for yourself. And should you set yourself in such a way, right, for you to consolidate and how can I put it into words, establish, then you are to see that there are very important aspects of your current enterprises that are partially or right away not addressed, and that you do need to address them if you do want those enterprises to stick with you for a very, very long time. So yeah, I mean, it's a full moon for you to see the leaks. It is a full moon for you to see what else you must do in order to ensure the certainty and the security of your future in your current enterprises, rather than chasing new ones. Because that Page of Pentacles being into the second position speak that nothing is gonna have a bigger value of what you are already possessing around you for the next couple of weeks. Okay, doesn't mean that it's not gonna show up after 3 weeks or 4 weeks, but at least for the next couple of weeks, nothing is gonna reward you more than what rewards you can get from what you already have around you. And that is pretty much the reading. I need to tell you that, but you may have a chance to jump into the old branches of love, you know. I don't know, person who had an interest towards you, or you had an interest beforehand and you just lost touch with one another. That may be a scene that shows up into the next couple of weeks where, you know, you reconnect, I don't know, randomly, spontaneously, and it is advisable to explore that option moving forward. But we talked before, we talked with you before the live stream. You shared something with me, and I wanna show you that. Page of Pentacles, second position. Do you know what that stands for? Friends. What is the second position? Something that holds you back. Right, next one, that will be Mattia. First one, Mattia, Eight of Wands, followed by the Fool. Moving on next, that will be the Ten of Swords. Afterwards is the Four of Wands. And the final one, that will be the Knight of Pentacles. All right, Mattia, this reading has more of a career development than a personal and friendship development. And basically what this reading speaks about, it is that should you have any deals open, right, you gotta close them first chance you have. Because with that Fool being into the second position and Four of Wands being into the fourth position, speaks that you know, the more you prolong those deals, the worse the conditions are going to become. So it's basically from here on out, it is a degradation rather than improvement. That is for what those cards are showing. Okay, on a personal level though, On a personal level, you cannot expect, how can I put it into words, anything life changing that is to take place for the next couple of weeks. And for that, right, for that, you should indulge with pleasantries. It's clear here into the card. That should be a mark of a new era in your life, where you kind of like take under consideration your well-being and your happiness, you know, and you actually start doing something about it here with how can I put it into words? Firstly, a one-time enterprises, like going into a cinema to watch a movie. When was the last time you went into cinema, or went into a club, right? Or went into a spa, and so on and so forth? It will benefit you greatly if you do so. 10 of Swords into the third position with the 8 of Wands into the second position. That is like Mattia, that is like taking on the actions that are going to, how can I put it into words, are going to separate you from a life that you, or rather like aspects in your life that you don't really like, right? And if you hate your let's say, how can I put it into words, if your life is not active enough, you know, you do not, because it's how can I put it into words, for example, it's very career oriented and you don't have time to do exercise, to work out, right? Or just to have it the way you want. Well, now is the time for you to do it, or rather like to set it up that way. And that will only going to happen through a very decisive actions. Okay, no compromises with that thing. And what those cards also are speaking, Mattia, it is that if you, I said spa for a purpose here, because they speak that if you do spend time among nature, that will recuperate you like there is no tomorrow. That is according to the cards. Usually that recuperates, but for you it's going to be tenfold. It's like you will truly gonna feel refreshed doing so. And the lesson that you need to learn here is of can I put it into words, is that you are a part of what you are doing, and if you are not feeling well, if you're not feeling fulfilled, what you are doing is never going to be complete. That is a huge lesson that you need to learn. Because we often forget ourselves into it. And that's that pretty much. Oh, one last thing. Whatever enterprises you are to face in the next couple of weeks, no matter how small they look, take them seriously. Like I said, try to close as soon as possible. All right, and last one we have, that's Sherry. First one for you, Sherry, that will be the 10 of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Swords. Moving on next, that will be the Tower. Afterwards, there will be the Queen of Cups. And the final one, that will be the Eight of Cups. All right, Sherry, there will be certain changes which are going to start happening, and these are going to be changes into your view of the surroundings, of your surroundings. For example, you may start viewing a friend of yours not being that good of a friend, okay? Or you may start viewing an opportunity better than before. It is just going to be viewings that are going to start happening suddenly to you. And what will be important, Sherry, it is that you do not share those viewings with anyone. I don't know why, but for now it will be best if you keep your mouth shut about it, right? You may decide, for example, that you don't want to undertake the proposal that someone gives you. For now, that's best to be kept silent for one or another reason. Because doing so, for what those cards are showing, not just only is going to give you leverage later on down the road, but also somehow is going to get you out of a certain dependency. All right. And that is kind of like close to mine, because if people know what you are about to do, then they can, you know, anticipate their next actions, or like plan their next actions, so they can entrap you in a certain way. Well, here, as nobody will know how you are to act toward one thing or another, it's just you are to be free to do your own thing, because this is what we're talking about here. The guidance of the cards, it is that whatever you do not like about your life, it's time to restart it, to bring it down, destroy it, and try to rebuild it again. You don't like, for example, I'm gonna give an example with work, because you do not work right now. For what I understand, you are studying, so that's not gonna kind of like imply any thoughts in you. But say you are working and you don't like your work, what the cards are saying, quit your job and find another one. Not immediately, this is just an insight that you're gonna have right now. The way I would have approached it, it is find a job first and then, you know, quit this current one. But that's pretty much what they're speaking about. It is that whatever for you're feeling stifled, right, and like uncomfortable in your life, it's time to pretty much destroy it completely, utterly, completely, and rebuild it again. But this time around in regards to your own image. And what you need to learn here, it is that should your emotions are not the word is not pleasant, it's more like a tamed. I don't know how to explain it. With the Queen of Cups, it is when your emotions are like a still lake, you know, they do not fluctuate. You are not kind of like upset all the time. So should you are upset all the time about one thing or another, well, that is exactly what needs to be destroyed. All right. And another lesson that you need to learn, it is that whatever you do decide to do something, it always for the next couple of weeks, that is, it always needs to be for a long run, not for a one night stand, for example, or just for a one-time job. And finally, the energies which are to support you, it is that no matter what happens next couple of weeks, the future progress and the future perspectives are always gonna be better. So do not quit just because you do not like the very first initial results from your transformation, because transformation, it is what you're gonna undergo, and it starts with your certain insight into a different perspective that lies ahead of you. And that's gonna do it, guys. That was your these were your readings. Hopefully you do enjoy them and you do like them, and we're gonna see each other very, very soon. Until then, bye.